Welcome back, everyone, to the We're Talking to You conversation. And if you've been following along, you know that means one thing. The cream mix has officially arrived. That's right. And for those who don't know me, I'm Lucretia. I'm with Jay Dominique and Prometheus for what is the beginning of what I hope to be many thought-provoking conversations. Now, before we get into today's topic, I want to give these gentlemen a chance to introduce themselves, tell the audience who they are, what they're about, and what perspective they bring to the table. Jay, we'll start with you.
Greetings, beautiful people. I'm Jay Dominique, aka J Dot, the one that brings food for thought for both the have and the have-nots at your service.
And if you don't know, you'll soon know. I'm the man who stole fire, gave it to the gods, your young boy, Prometheus.
All right, coming with something new a little bit today. I like it. I like it. I like it. Before we get into today's topic, what y'all get into this weekend? Because, Pro, I'm looking at you and I'm seeing you got a nice little fresh lineup.
A little retwist will do you nice. A little retwist, a little nice beard. Get it right. But what I did, I went for a hike last weekend and I must have stirred up a gnat's nest because I got a bunch of fucking braille bumps from my middle of my phone down to my ankle. So I kind of been out of commission walking around with calamine lotion and Benadryl. So
a gnat's nest.
I must have walked through something because I got a bunch of little dots look like mosquito bites, but it's not really mosquito bites. So I think walking out in the woods, I think I either came in contact with like they call them no-see-ums or sand fleas.
Oh my God, those are the worst.
And instead of wearing pants like I should have, they got me from about the calves all the way down to the ankles.
See, this is what happens. This is what happens when black folks get their hands on some money. They start going to places they ain't got no damn business being at, bro. Come on.
Sand fleas, though, St. Croix, go to the islands and you're going to stay out past the sun starting to set a little bit. And them sand fleas or sand flies, I forgot, sand flies, sand fleas, they'll get you. They will, the minute that sun starts to set a little bit, you'll start feeling it. It's gross.
But yeah, I did get myself. And I did give myself a little retwist. I was getting a little J. Cole-ish. So it's time to tighten it back up.
Looks good. It looks good.
Thank you. I'm just trying. I'm trying to be like my beautiful, lovely co-host. So.
Yeah. You're not going to compliment him on his man bun?
Is that like a new man bun? Did you twist it different?
I don't know. So
it's not as messy bun. Sometimes you be giving us messy bun. Oh, I see. It's like all the way.
Yeah, what's
like they twisted in. They did like double twist or something, right?
Yeah, little yummy on it. I don't know. I mean, how somebody bald here gonna have a complaint about me having a man bun? That's weird to me, but okay.
There ain't no such thing as like woman bald. Bald is bald, but you got a man bun. You know what I'm saying? I just find it.
You messed up and you irritated this man bun. He can't even get it back right.
I know. Look at it. Hey, go ahead. No, go ahead and put the little scrunchie back on your wrist, bro. Just leave it on your wrist till later.
There you go. Nice. I like his name. It's pretty cool.
Thank you, Al. I like it too.
I had a lot of practice with that. You look cool. Okay, we appreciate
what you got going on? And what you do?
Oh man,
so you back in school now. You back in school.
Yeah. Let me pop my piece real quick a little bit. Yeah, we back in the classroom. Tell you what, as I told you all before, I'm not typically the type that takes the summer off. I'm still having motion in the summer, and particularly trying to still stay in the education vein to be sharp. But I took that break, much needed break, got some things in alignment. But what that also did was students came back Wednesday, half day, cool, breeze through that. Thursday, we back on the grind, full day. I thought I had my sea legs, was a little bit tired, so it took me a little quick power nap. But Friday, I was wiped out. By the time I got done and got back to the house, I went ahead and set a little timer. Because I'm like, if I'm going to take a nap during the day, I try not to do no more than about 30, 35 minutes. I think they say if you go beyond that, then you'll get up tired. But yeah, Thursday and Friday, I didn't have my legs underneath me. It was just wild. I know what I do. That's wild.
You got like a ghost? You got like a ghost in your house?
Hey,
get her to sign the waiver. We're adding that. It's being added.
They said that we're keeping this in because you look like we got a ghost in the house.
Sign the waiver.
Yeah, no, she just did her hair and got her hair all up in the little sister girl stuff after washing and conditioning.
Actually, so, I know I had to do that too. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, so she moving around here like we in the what's that scary movie franchise? Insidious.
Scream?
Yeah.
Oh, Insidious.
Yeah, she running around here like we got a whole haunting in the house. But yeah,
all right. Sorry.
just to throw it off back full circle, I just didn't have my sea legs underneath me, but it's a beautiful struggle. I love what I do, but I'm looking forward to this week. I feel like I'll pace myself a little bit better. Got very interesting young people in all the classes. I'm back on the grind.
Yeah.
What about you, Lou?
This weekend I kind of kept it real easy. Actually, I was mechanic Lou this weekend because first of all, last Saturday I was having problems when my car was like stuttering to start. But the power was coming on, so you wouldn't automatically assume it's a battery, right? What would you assume it is if you have your car having an issue and it's stuttering to start and delayed in the start? What would you think?
I would say starter. Yeah, starter.
The starter, right? So that was my first thought because I knew it wasn't the alternator because I've gotten that replaced recently, and the battery I just got done a year ago. So I was automatically assuming it's a starter. So we have 2 cars in the household anyway, so I was using the other car. Two things I can't stand: mechanics, because I feel like they're never trustworthy. So I thought it was my starter. I took it to the shop, found out that it was not my starter, it was actually the battery. To which he goes to say to me, "It's not your starter. Aren't you so happy it's not that? But it is your battery. So for the new battery, it's going to cost you $331. And then in addition to the test that we had to do of $83. So your total is going to come up to I don't even know if he said 400, whatever, but I didn't even let him get the rest of it out because I was like, stop right there. $331 is excessive for a new battery. That's ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure that you can see the sticker on my battery says 2025. So I'm pretty sure I still have some warranty on that. So I'm just going to take that back to where I got it and get it done. And I just paid them the money. Then when I get there, all of a sudden now the suspension is leaking. And it's been leaking for a long time. I said, oh, has it? Was it leaking a couple weeks ago when you guys fixed the evac system? Was it leaking then? Oh, I don't know. I wasn't the tech. Oh, okay. Good day, sir. You're always the one I'm talking to. So I said, I won't be back. Anyways, all of that to say, I end up taking the battery out myself, taking it back to Costco, getting a new battery, and then putting the battery back in all by myself. My sister was there too as worlds apart.
Oh, shit, shoes on my feet. I bought them. I depend on me if I want right on.
And I got my hair did.
Clearly, you got your hair did. Clearly.
I'm wearing a hat now too because I ain't got no relaxer. I got to straighten my hair. So. And so the little leave out don't be
that's wild right there.
Seriously, I don't straighten my hair, but then they put this hair that's like straight but curled in there, and then so I work out so often that it's not I didn't think it through.
That little part that you've dedicated for the overlap, you got to get that part on point.
Oh, I will, but just not for today. I want to reduce the heat. So it was like, if I can reduce the heat, I'll just wear the little hats today and maybe tomorrow. But then when it comes to Friday and stuff again, I'll do the whole. I just don't want to put too much heat on my hair because it messes with the curl pattern. And we likes it curly over here. Anyways, that was pretty much it. I ain't gonna do that now.
All right, then. So that'll roll us into what we're going to talk about. So I'll just say, hey, welcome back, people, to part 2 of the Cookout. In part 1, we talked about some basic rules and requirements, etiquettes of the Cookout. And in this episode, we will close out in addressing some unwritten rules to the Cookout. How do you leave? Rules for bringing guests, and just certain etiquette that we go on in the culture that aren't always understood. So with that, let's get into it. And I'm going to start off with you, Jay. If the Cookout starts at 4, what time are you showing up?
It's mandatory to come in at a 4 o'clock hard time at about 5:15. Being home, I see the opposition already, but this is not necessarily from a diva angle, but I want them to already have anticipated the hiccups. I want them to be able to smooth some stuff out, make sure that the first little set of meat is already on point and ready to come off the grill. I want them, listen, because when you put something together, a production like that, there is going to be some hiccups along the way, some things that you didn't anticipate. Somebody got to go back to get ice at the stove.
You don't want no part of that.
Yeah.
You don't want them to send you to the store.
Yeah, because if you get there on time, you are going to take a flight.
Oh, you were helping.
Somebody going to send you back out like, hey,
my man. No, you were helping. Oh, you're for sure. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for showing us a volunteer. 4 to 5 is for volunteer.
And another thing I don't do, I don't call right there at that start window. I don't be like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? We get ready to leave the house now. I know you said you're starting at 4, I'll be there at 5. No, because they're gonna put you on the errand en route. So for me,
hey, can you hit that Fred Myers on your way?
yeah. See, I be Michael Phelps swim move and all that. I'm out. I don't deal with none of that.
So you've learned over years, like.
Yeah. So what I do is I get there after everybody else is just now getting back. They be like, hey, yeah, we got hit about 3:30, man. You know what I'm saying? They ran out of charcoal. How you run out of charcoal before the barbecue starts? So see, so like I said, it wasn't about no vanity. It's not like I gotta have a strobe light guide me in. It ain't about no turn on the theme. I do have the theme music when I come in because every superhero needs some theme music.
We was with you, and you always be, yeah.
I'm just saying, look, keep your head up, sis. I'm just saying, say what.
But I think you come at 5 because when they say it start at 4, it don't really start at 4. Ta-da. It's not even about not being stuck being a volunteer from hours 4 to 5. That thing do not start at 4. We say 4 so you could be there at 5.
So hypothetically, then why would somebody put on the invite starts at 4?
Because
you got to put something.
You have to start. You got to tell somebody something. But we all know that it don't start at 4. That's why they call it CP time.
Yeah,
So Lou, set the conditions. If somebody were to say the cookout starts at 4, what does it probably look like in their backyard at 4?
At 4, at 4 is when they starting to figure it out. It don't look like nothing. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't nobody
on the grill at 4.
Ain't nobody on the grill at 4.
Listen to me. If it's a couple throwing the thing, 4 o'clock is when they have their last argument about how this thing is going to take place.
Somebody went to the store at 4 to get the food.
Yeah, and somebody like, why you put that tablecloth on it? You know, I didn't want that tablecloth right there. And why did the kids step? Hey, you don't want to be there at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is an awkward time to be there. You want to get there when there's at least about 20% of the capacity there, so that y'all can all just kind of move over and be like, okay, we'll start our little conversation until somebody turns the music on.
Yeah, and like Jay said, 4 is they're not show up at 4. You will be helping. You will be a volunteer. Thank you so much. We need that extra hand because it's not ready to go at 4. And I think that strategically why we do this, I think it's subconsciously like strategic. I'll say it this way because what's rude is to eat and leave. So you can't eat and leave. So the food need not be ready. You need to get there while they're preparing the food so you can have time to converse, play the games, kiki, and you're doing all that while the food is being prepared so that you have time to be with everyone. Then someone's preparing the food. That's all part of the process. Being there, being with your family, being with your friends, playing the games, playing the cards, the music, the dancing, all that's supposed to be happening while the food's being prepared. Then the food comes out. Now everyone spent time together. People have trickled in, and now we could all say our prayer because you need to bless the food.
We
need to bless the food, and now everybody can get their plate. And now that everybody's gotten their plate, then you still need to stay there for like at least a 30 hour before, because now you're rude if you just eat and you leave.
Quick question. So Jay brought up something that if it's a couple throwing the cookout, they haven't had their final argument if it starts at 4. Have you ever, Lou, been at a cookout when the host and the hostess got the argument?
What is so? If I have, I blocked it. I blocked it out of my mind.
What about you, Jay? Have you ever had to sit in that awkward space and the host and hostess, and then they want to bring you in and like, am I right? Am I wrong? And you kind of sit there and act like you ain't see it.
So I done been in everything in between. I done been the one where it looked like it was a well-oiled production, but you could just tell that like behind the scenes, like you could just tell when they walk past each other, it'd be a look, so you can tell when. Yeah, you can tell when they done both put on the best performance of their life. Some Angela Bassett, Denzel stuff. But unfortunately, I actually have been and this is one of them things that scarred me. And so I'm gonna tell it real quick. I remember a gentleman that I really looked up to was under some light too, and because I was just starting my family, and I was looking to him because he already had a family, and I was in that space where I was just clinging to any male that had a family. I didn't know how to vet people, none of that kind of stuff. But I remember being at his house and him and his old lady having this dispute in the back. And it was one of them moments where like they already had the pre-programmed CD going and it just got to a little pause and you could hear that he was in there doing some unmentionables in there while they was having their, and everyone stepping was like, what? You know, it was immediately uncomfortable, but they tried to get back in character and come back out and just act like nothing because they didn't know that the music went off to where you could hear it. But I remember looking at my ex at that point. I wasn't there no more than 5 more minutes. And I was like, you know what? I gotta bust a major move and get up out of here because that's a trigger for me. I grew up with violence against women all throughout my life, to include my biological mother. And so when this guy I held in such a high regard and was like, he opened up his house to us, you know what I'm saying? He was a fixture in the military community at that point in time. To find out that that was the kind of time he was on, abusing his wife, I was like, oh, I'm out of there. So I've always just for the first 5 minutes, just read any kind of barbecue, any kind of kickback or cookout, as you guys call it, just to make sure that the environment is going to be safe and there's no triggers for me. So I done had a good time, but that one still is just forever captured in my mind. And I never looked at that dude the same. And slowly but surely, like I phased him out of my life, like real quick. Like, nah, we can't do that.
Jay, I was at that. I remember that. I know exactly what I was at that.
Yeah.
And that was, and before we move in, that was really weird because it got real awkward. And then folks came out like, well, y'all ain't got to leave. It was like, no, I think we need to leave. And then it turned into another argument between a couple, like, see, you don't got everybody leaving. And everybody was just like,
yeah.
But on that note, we're going to move because.
Because this just went, it could have just.
It went. But that is a true thing that, especially when you're dealing with black and brown people, there is the customary couples argument and some shit will probably.
I don't think that's a black and brown people thing, but we can, I don't like that.
The reason why I say that is we are a passionate people. And at times we explain ourselves louder and sometimes we don't all know how to use our words and it meets anger with more anger. But that's another conversation. So before we moved in, I want to ask you a question you brought up, right? Have you ever been at a cookout where somebody's relative had one too many and they became the source of now why everybody got to leave? Or it got real weird and awkward?
I think every cookout I've been to, somebody didn't have. If you stay too long, you're going to end up there. You have to understand when you need to show up. You need to understand when you need to leave because when that person is on his way. Like someone end up falling over, someone end up spilling something on somebody, but most likely they didn't fail or something, or they didn't got to talking too loud, and now it's awkward for everybody. But yeah, I think every cookout I've been to has been like that. It's like,
wasn't that shit funny though? When you were younger and like you didn't have all the nuances, so it would always be that one relative was going to get drunk and let everybody know what they thought. You kind of set an anticipation, like they finna let it out, and you're going to learn some family secrets. You're going to learn like whose kids don't belong to who or who's sleeping with what husband.
I ain't never stayed that long. I exit at awkward. When it gets awkward, I exit. I'm not. I like to someone to tell me about what happened after I left. I don't need to be the one to witness it. That's my personal thing.
So you don't want to get in the car like, yo. So right after you left, guess what happened?
Yeah, you tell me. I'm like, what happened after I left? Like I need to know. Like, because I want to make it out safe. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it's one of the only dysfunctional ones on this podcast. I'll say no. That was one of the things now that I'm an adult looking back, I didn't enjoy it, but it's one of those kind of memories that you can look back with laughter, knowing that some sort of summer cookout was going to elicit some family shit to come up. And because it was sitting at 12, 13, you don't sit high enough to have an opinion. So you just got to shut up and take it so you don't get backhanded for being in grown folks' business. But it's also interesting enough because you learn a lot about how these adults really feel. So on that note, moving forward, let's talk about the types of food and I guess the customary order to eating. Like in you guys' cookout, does everyone get ribs or do kids get hot dogs? Starting with you, Jay.
So I would say more often than not, the kids got a condensed version of the barbecue for themselves. And the adults, and especially the contributors. The contributors had, their own little fast track to it, but Yeah, it was
Fast
every
track.
Michelle, you brought a steak. That was your steak
yeah,
on the grill.
yeah,
Talk about the fast track. Talk about the fast track for those
yeah.
watching who don't know what that means.
Yeah, so for those that's just as strategic as I am, that like you figure out who's grilling, you let them know, hey, I'm go ahead and bring me a little bit of meat, go ahead and throw mine on real quick, and mix it in. Don't make a big scene about it. People can get some of that, but what that does is that negotiates you to that first 2 or 3 or 4. The host get the plate, or the host get the ability to defer. But no, let's let everybody else eat first, but you still can make eye contact with whoever's manning the grill and be like, hey, let me get that one real quick. And they know that I got you plan. You ain't got to worry about it. They hit you off real quick, and everybody else is in line like, what happened here?
Whose ribs are those? If you a different plate, if you a whole other plate, though. If you a different plate.
Don't even worry about it. Y'all got this St. Louis. I got this mosquito over here. You know what I'm saying? I got an allergy. Don't even worry about it.
I got an allergy.
Yeah, you gotta finesse it, but you gotta know how to, or else you'll be stuck in that line, bro. Because the pecking order at the barbecue is wild if you let it be. You know what I'm saying? The good news is that usually they cook enough for everybody, but it's just so many, there's just so many different layers and different philosophies about it. But one thing is true, like your kids is gonna get a reduced version of whatever it is, sample size for everybody to have, and then it's social Darwinism from that point forward.
Yeah.
So in your spaces, Lou, was it like that, or was it a little bit more stringent?
Yeah, hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids. Ribs.
Right. That's what I'm talking.
Yeah, hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids, ribs for the adults. But I didn't like that though, because as a kid, I was like, I want a rib too. Like I was not that kid. I was not the kid that wanted the hamburger and the hot dog. I was the kid that wanted the rib.
Yeah. And your bougie aunt would come by and make sure her kids got ribs. But no, hot dogs and hamburgers for kids.
For the kids, yeah.
Because according to Black urban legend, kids can't appreciate ribs.
Yeah, and it's expensive, and it's just and it's not cheap. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it was. Let's really break it down. Ribs are not cheap, and you were like, we're gonna get a whole bunch of hot dogs and hamburgers for these kids, and we're gonna get this expensive meat and let the adults have it. Because again, like you said, they ain't gonna appreciate it. They probably don't even know how to eat them right. So we're gonna make sure.
And what would piss my uncle and grandfather off, if they had grill duty, is to look up and see like a bunch of half-eaten plates left somewhere. That would send them. That would turn it into like choice words coming out and family drama coming out, because it would go from.
I am a fan of the turn the plate over in the trash and push it all the way down. If I'm not to eat something, you're not gonna know it was me.
No, that would let my granddad.
Especially if it's nasty. Ooh, if it's nasty.
Listen, that kind of shit would be the trigger my granddaddy needed to let y'all know about some other shit he wanted to say, but he was looking for a reason to say. So if he would see like some half-eaten food and then the kids running around, he would go start talking about the problem with certain group. It wouldn't even be about the kids who wasted food. It'd be about some shit in the government and why certain people make certain rules. And we'd be looking at them like, yo, you can't say that no more. So that's interesting you say that about the types of meals. So what about off-brand sodas? Are those welcome at the cookout? If you show up with a Dr. Blast.
What is that? What is that?
Dr. Blast is wild.
Is that a real thing?
Oh my God.
I was like, is that?
I think so.
Dr. You never Blast, bro? Wow.
I've never heard of like a... Yeah,
I'm like, give me a second. I'm about to look up some. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm about to look up the off-brand sodas.
You never been to like a cookout and somebody like bring like sodas, but then somebody show up with some off-brand shit, and you be like,
but that's like Safeway Select, or
right. Safeway Select was like 25 cents, right, out the little thing.
Yeah,
but I mean, so what is the rules for that? Does that get treated with the same level of like, okay, it's a soda, or is it like, yo, who brought this shit?
I don't think I've ever seen where someone cared if it was a Safeway Select, because I think we was getting them as kids.
Now I tell you what, I
oh cared. My God! You tell me this, and I have to tell you all the off-brand sodas.
So if I was hosting the feast, I was paying close attention to what somebody was sliding into the contribution.
See, that's what I'm getting to.
Okay. So you're like, if someone was bringing it, like, I'm gonna bring a little something, you want to see what they brought, like if they brought something good or not.
So I brought choice cut meats on the grill.
Yeah, so my thing is this: if you're gonna bring, if all you're gonna do is bring sodas for everybody, at least bring like the real soda, so I know that you wasn't trying to skim off the top on me. When you come through the door with a whole bunch Tickle Me Pinks and Dr. Blast, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, see, they try to be completely frugal, and like Pro just said, I done actually put some money into this meat game because I ain't having nobody leaving my barbecue talking about I had cheap meat. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm setting the table, I'm looking at you sideways if you say I'm gonna bring some drinks, because they better not be off-brand and Capri Suns. At least come through with some name brand stuff. If you come through with some Sprite, don't come through with no Shasta. If you come through with some, you know what I'm saying, don't come through no Pip Colas, none of that. Hey,
no Dr. Thunder, no Dr. Perky, no Dr. K. This is the off-brand that.
No, see,
I was thinking you were talking about the people who were actually throwing it. Like if they had Safeway Select soda because that's what you showed up and that's what you saw. I don't know if I would have ever cared, but I never thought about the person bringing it. Yeah, I don't think I would have brought an off-brand soda, but I have been to the cookouts where they're what's already there is the off-brand sodas.
Yeah, because like you're looking at floating, because it's usually a trash can filled with ice. Hey, reach in there, give me a soda, and you reach in there and you got like Coke and ginger ale, and then it'd be a Dr. Topper, or what you call it?
Dr. Thunder, Dr. Perky, and Dr. K.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck is a Dr. Thunder? And then that one family member bought it, and you'd be like, oh, okay, you know they money ain't right.
Granny brought Dr. Perky.
Yeah. See,
can we go step back to the trash can filled with ice?
So it's a clean trash can. So how do y'all store your sodas and water and all that?
No, you don't put in the cooler. It's called a cooler. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jay, I don't know. Where did you store your mountain lightning?
Listen, it depends on where I was at in my journey in my life. And it depends on how my bank account was set up at that point in time.
Okay.
And if it was like within my first 5 years of being the family man, oh yeah, we had the trash can. Like, yeah, we cleaned that bad boy out. We put some vinegar in there, then we cleaned that again, and then we put some Clorox in there and we cleaned it out. And it's a can though. I mean, it's not like it's an open beverage or you're putting it back in there. So you think about it, people putting their hands into it. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But once people decide they're gonna be fancy dancy, you know what I'm saying? They want to
walk a little red cooler.
Yeah. You're gonna have coolers in this color coordinated. The blue cooler is for the, for the kids. Alcohol. Yeah. And then one of them has to be the designated. This is the cooler the kids can't get into. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to make sure, and I leave this mark on my commentary for this. Like, I would pay attention to the people that was low key just trying to just be super cheap. Like, there's no reason on God's green earth why you bring in like lime Shasta into the party. Like, no one,
that shit tastes like medicine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No one's drinking that, so they'd be like, "Hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple 24 packs of that Shasta." Man, come on, man, you might as well just not brought nothing in the first place.
I just said you was hard time.
Get your 12 pack of Mountain Holler and take it back. Because that's on the list.
If I ever saw a Mountain Holler, I'm airing that out. We're stopping the DJ. We're stopping everything to find out who purchased Mountain Holler, bro.
Or the Mountain Explosion. Please pack up your Mountain Holler and your Mountain Explosion.
Yeah, they gotta go. They have to go.
At this age, you can level with us and say, "Hey, listen, I'm between pay periods, my check, whatever's going on, we get it, bro. Just bring your appetite. We got it."
Right.
But if you're gonna show up and be like, "Hey, I'll stop at the store on my way and get something," and be like, "Yeah, get some sodas."
And there's a correlation. Okay. Oh, there's a correlation. That same person to make sure they wrap up 2 or 3 plates, but they ain't taking them Mount Shastas back with them.
Even they know better. They know better.
No, they don't want the twist up. They want to leave the twist up.
Yeah. That's going to be in our refrigerator for the next month before we just get tired and be like, man, throw them shits out, man. Yeah, because we're trying to keep them. We mad, but we're like, it ain't going to waste. Now, just go ahead and throw it in the refrigerator. You know, when you start cleaning up, everybody gone, you talk bad about that person. Like, yeah, go ahead and put that in the refrigerator. Once somebody get to it. A month later, you're like, get them out the refrigerator. Ain't nobody
it's bad when the kids won't even drink it. I had to tell my kids.
Just digging all around it. There's no more soda. You go and you look, and it's a whole bunch of Mountain Hollers. Like, there's like 20 Mountain
It's like a whole case of Dr. Thunder. The kids is like,
case of Dr. Perky right here. Like, won't you drink that?
I can't do Mountain Hollers. We just got to stop that.
That's on the list. That's on the list.
That would have to move around in my house immediately. Mountain Holler?
Yeah, that's on the list.
God.
Oh, listen, so you brought something because in the Black family there's gonna be the prayer. Who do you either one of y'all can take this? Who do you divert to say, like, who has the honors to say the prayer first? Like, who do you say automatically gonna say the prayer? Like in my family, it's probably the oldest living relative, but you got to be careful with that because you got to make that sure that they're still coherent. But sometimes you let the oldest relative start praying, y'all gonna be here till tomorrow, and they're gonna be thanking everybody but.
Oh my God! My mom's ex-husband did the prayer one time.
Is he an ordained minister? Because they the worst too.
He was Haitian.
Oh,
this man did the prayer in English.
My friend.
Then this man turned around and did it in Spanish.
Okay.
I mean, we had 3 different prayers that day. And to the point where when you lift up and there's kids just sitting crisscross applesauce on the ground because they're just tired. They just can't. I don't know.
Listen,
I got
who does the prayers in y'all's houses?
I got a fast rule who's not doing the prayer. The person that starts the prayer out talking about something like this, like, Lord, bless the hands that prepared this food. Like, we're not starting there. Because then that's gonna go into a whole. That's gonna make everyone feel bad about just still living on planet Earth.
Hey, wasn't we somewhere? It was either your house or somebody else's house. It was a cookout, and somebody started the prayer, but they wanted us all to hold hands, and we did. But their prayer was really Baptist preachery.
Yeah,
and we was all like trying to look at each other, like nobody wanted to be like, oh, "Are you serious right now?" Because we were still living in our best heathen era. And this dude showed up with the handkerchief.
Like, he was talking straight to you. He used this moment. He showed up and said, "Oh, I know exactly who I'm talking to."
Got in your heart real fast. That person is not blessing the food.
It turned to altar call.
Yeah.
Turned into where was we at? I think, was it at your house or was it at somebody else's get together?
If it was at my house, somebody low key deceived me. I probably deferred to the oldest person. I probably deferred to the oldest person in the room because that's what we're supposed to do. But it was not. It was not at all the planner that I passed out. Like that wasn't supposed to be there. But no, that's the thing. I mean, I feel like the host should be the person that decides.
That's how it is in my family. It's whomever is the host, and if it's a husband and wife, then it's the husband.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the time to actually cement what it is all about. Like the person usually will say something like, "You know what? I'm opening up my house. Thank you all for coming in. You know, I want us to be able to come together and connect in this way." So it's like everyone understands that this is more than just we're having an opportunity to feed our face and spit out terrible soda. You know what I'm saying? We're actually here because this person or these people feel like they have been blessed enough to be able to facilitate this, and they want people to come and partake. So as long as the blessing stays on the food, and then maybe make sure that we all get home safely, and that's cool. But yeah, when it turns into altar call, like Pro just said, like that to me, that's inappropriate in this day and age.
20-minute prayer. Listen, I'm gonna disappoint you on the prayer every time. God is good. God is great. Thank you for the food today. Amen.
Lou, that's scandalous, Lou. That's making a mockery of the situation.
I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to.
Lou, you better say good bread, good meat. We thank you for it. Let's see.
Right. Because everybody had that. That's the one we do when we was kids and we was in McDonald's or something.
And everybody fold their hands like this.
Everybody say that. Yeah, just real quick because you can't be out there having a whole.
I told you. I told you I will disappoint you every time. I started off with that. I said I'm going to disappoint you every time.
You did. You won this. I just didn't know what depth.
It was how disappointing it was going to be. I know. It never should be me. It never should be me.
I went to somebody cookout and they people's was like holiness, so they spoke in tongues. And I mean, I've seen that growing up.
30 minutes.
But when they got to speaking in tongues around the food, And I'm an adult now, so I'm not supposed to laugh, but it took everything in me. Like you see the faces I make when he do his shit sometimes that I can't help it. That's the same faces I am holding in my hands around the table, and they got the speaking in tongues, and I was like,
yeah. Because
Now,
why do we gotta be here for this long?
And then everybody started looking at me like I'm the asshole, and I'm like, oh, but nobody's gonna tell him to stop. So I'm like, okay, it's
always disrespectful. You gotta deal. You need to endure that prayer. You better not say nothing, and don't be breaking hands.
Right. I'm squeezing extra tight because I'm dying inside. I'm
breaking hands is wild.
I'm dying hands because I'm like dying inside. I'm like, I can't.
Why is that wild? You think you should be able to break hands?
No, that expression in of itself is wild to me, man.
Because you can picture somebody.
As Black folks, some of the stuff that we say as expressions is
don't be breaking hands.
I would never be with any others, and you can just fill in the blank with others, like anybody other than Black people, and hear somebody say breaking hands, like that's wild to me.
You're not breaking hands because you know what that means. You know
yeah,
what I meant when I said it, though.
I know it certainly.
Yeah, you can see that. Because what I said when we talked about in the first one, we said there's a lot of unwritten rules and a lot of things that haven't been quantified or qualified. However, we all know when you said breaking hands in prayer, we know like that'll probably get somebody asked like, hey, your friends need to leave. Somebody's gonna pull you aside and say, hey,
are you disrespecting the Lord at that point in time?
They need to leave. So got a question. So okay, you brought up something about what time you're not going to show up if it starts at 4. So Lou, how do you know when it's time to leave for you?
I like to leave on a high note. I've always been the leave on the high note type of girl,
So what does that look like? Just like, do you stay
I'm having a good time. I'm not the first one to go, but I'm not the last one to go. It's like, I don't know if there's this weird uncomfortable space for me just because I'm a social introvert. So I'm always trying to get out, but it doesn't look like I'm trying to get out. And so there's this awkward space of I'm ready to go, but no one else is leaving. So we're like, who's going to leave first? You know what I mean? So you're just kind of waiting to see who's going to leave first because you don't want to be the disrespectful one that ate and left too fast. So you're like, who's going to leave first? And so high note means it's still a good time. Majority of the party's still there, but we're down to maybe 70%. 70% of the guests. Then I'm like, okay, guys, well, it's time for me to go. So much, thanks so much for the food, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm leaving.
So Jay, before we hit you, I think you highlighted something. I think there's a weird unspoken awkwardness where like after the food's done, after the couple games been played, after we done like wine dance, people want to leave, but no one wants to be the first to leave. And I think that's a weird ass space because everyone's kind of sitting around like, so how does that work with you, Jay? Like, when do you leave? How do you know the time to leave? Or do you just say, fuck it, I'm out?
Well, I'm guided by 2 principles, whichever one, is applicable first. The first one that came to mind when Lou was talking is I'm guided by universal mathematics. If you get to that 10% level, that's the cleanup crew. And I'm not part of the cleanup crew either.
Hey, when whole cookout is strategized like this, right? He done knows what time to get there. He knows what meat to bring to fast track, and he knows exactly when to leave.
Yeah.
Right? I'd be like, always strategic.
When I'd be like, okay, it ain't quite enough. Like you take out the people that's still playing games because they're all enthralled in the game. When you can like count, there's less than like 10 people just milling around chilling. That's the breakdown crew. I'm never gonna be part of the breakdown crew. No, and I'm a little stout. They be like, "Hey, what? You mind moving this table over here?"
Right, you're not no small dude. There you gonna be picking up something.
Like you see this fit I got on. I didn't put this fit on because I'm usually wearing something that is only gonna last for that one particular instance. Right? That's just the rule. And that's why I can just be nonchalant about it. He spilled some barbecue. I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? They be like, "Hey, baby, let me just get to." No, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Never wearing this again.
Yeah, never wearing it again. So I'm not laboring at the end of the day for resto. That's so the universal mathematics is the first principle, but then I kind of like what you said, Lou, as far as just reading the room and starting to see what the vibe is. The best way to keep yourself in the pocket to be able to leave, and I figured this out a little late in the game, so I'll share this with you all in our audience, and maybe they can go ahead and see the logic in this. I'm gonna make up a halfway point number when I tell the person I'm coming through. If they say it starts at 4 o'clock, I'm gonna be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna come through for a little bit. Maybe probably come hang with y'all till about 7:30. There's nothing wrong with 7:30 coming, and then it's like, hey, we still having a ball. I'm gonna stay a little bit later. But that 7:30 gives me that little window to be able to walk out and then not be at all construed like, look at him, he just came to eat and now he gone. Because even if on the outside looking in, people say that they don't know me. The people that count the most, which is the ones that hosted it and the ones that you want to make sure they want to invite you again. They be like, yeah, no, he said he was gonna stay till about 7:30. Or I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna come and hang out with y'all for a little bit, but we got something going on after that. So it's a little white lie. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I got to go get into a whole big old elaborate thing, a scheme to get out of somebody's house. But I do recognize that you don't have to worry about that particular awkwardness if you've already declared I'm only going to be there for a certain period of time. You know, if you stay after that, I've never heard somebody be like, man, I was so looking forward to you leave at 7:30. You guys like, hey, you know what? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay a little bit later, man. It's cool. And they're like, oh, yeah, he's staying later. So, yeah. So those are the two things that I'm using to make my decisions on how I'm gonna go ahead and pivot out of there. But I definitely am not part of the cleanup crew. It's just not happening.
Well, see, that's different though, because like say for instance, I'm going, right, and I'm like with my man and it says mama's house. And we're at the cookout and I will stay to be sure that she don't need something from before I leave. And I will be there early to make sure she don't need something. So I think it just depends. Like I'll be part of the cleanup crew, even if I was just a guest in it. I still will be like, let's just stay, make sure your mom doesn't need anything.
I think you touched on that. So I guess it's like proximity to the host or the like your proximity to the host or the host.
Jay's like, no, that's not his thing. For me, Jay like, no. You see his head. He's like, no.
Well, Lou, I'm on your side.
One of the misfortunes, I'm sorry to cut you, but that's just what people understand. I'm not just like this asshole.
It sounds like it.
One of the misfortunes of not really having a tight knit family is that I've never had to just play ball and do things you don't want to do just for the sake of saying, well, it's family. You know what I'm saying?
Do you lean on that?
He'd be like, fuck it, everybody can get it. I'm out.
No, he'd be like, you're not gonna stay and help people. Like, I'm not close to my mom.
Like, yeah,
you just say that, like you just say stuff like that.
Like, me and my listen, me and my mother were estranged until about a year and a half before she passed away, and it showed up in every part of who I am for anyone that I talked to, so they understood. Now, I didn't wear that around to mistreat women. I didn't do any of those things. But what I'm saying is that I think that more often than not, people feel compelled to just do what they don't want to do based on not wanting to inconvenience somebody else. And family are the number one people that inconvenience you if you let them. So I've always just been like, I'll be respectful with it. But when I really came into who I am as a person, and I just was comfortable with just being my own honest, authentic self. If I had a favorite honor, I had somebody that I really looked up to, and they was like, hey, well, you want to stick around a little bit, help me clean up? I'd be like, hey, let me find you an alternate. I'll find somebody to fill in for me real quick. Let me go do that legwork, because I do want to make sure stuff but it just can't be me. No. I do, but I respected that on my end too. If I threw the festivities, then I knew who to approach. And I usually approach the person that I know just didn't want to say no. And they just used to being the giver, and everybody takes from the giver. So I did exactly what they would do to me if I didn't speak. But all I would say is, no, I spoke up for myself. I said no. So if you're going to tell me, yeah, and you don't want to be here, get these plates, go ahead over to the water hose, spray them out real quick. Hey, if you want to be inconvenienced because of me, knock yourself out.
No, that's no lies have been told with that one. I got something I've learned as I've got older. I didn't know the name of this term. I'm notorious for Irish goodbyes.
What's that?
You never heard of that? It's a real thing. Google it. Irish goodbyes.
I'm about to, but what is that?
Tell the story.
When you leave and don't say nothing, just one day everybody's there, and the next minute they're like, "Where such and such went?"
Oh, okay. You're just like, let me look it up.
See, you thought I was being snarky, Jay.
I didn't.
No, Jay did.
What is the story behind the term Irish goodbye?
It says why? Okay, Irish goodbye, also called Irish exit.
Started as slang. mocking Irish immigrants. It refers to
No,
Dang,
I didn't know
Bert,
that.
okay.
I didn't know that.
Immediately without even
I
having
did
to
not
look
know
that
that.
up, bro. Why you
Okay.
think I was off of that?
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, we
first
did
of
not
all,
reflect.
I didn't even look it up that way. I looked it up. What is the meaning? He looked up how it come about, and that is terrible.
Because I'm a historian. There's always cause and effect, Lou.
Any people of Irish descent.
Okay, hold on. Let me here's the
my
definition
intention
of
was
it
never that.
before because we're not.
I was showing homage to your community, recognizing that
You
they
need
have been
to
known to lead.
you know what? We don't let no other race get away with speaking without understanding. Ignorance is not bliss when it comes to certain slurs.
I thought that was what everybody said.
Because when they come to us saying some stuff and you're like, I get wake up. You can't be woke saying stuff like that. But for those who do not know what it actually means, because I think we were just so appalled when Jay let Siri tell us what it came from.
I was appalled.
It says the act of leaving a party, bar, or social gathering quietly without telling anyone, including the hosts. Why do people do it? They want to avoid the Pharaoh loop. Like they don't want to get stuck in the Pharaoh loop.
Yeah,
they like to save energy. Introverts, which is why me too. I don't like to do all that. Introverts will use it when their social battery is completely empty. Avoid pressure, prevents people from obviously begging you to stay longer, and discretion. Which makes sense on why someone would want to leave quietly. We just did not know that you were racist.
All that surface.
We didn't know you were racist. We learned today that Pro's racist.
My great grandmother has Irish.
Oh yeah, and I have an Irish friend.
So I'm gonna introduce this term to you, Pro. That what I'm saying, we're gonna add to your intro so we can make sure that you are properly introduced when you go through how you gave the people fire and all that stuff. There's something called microaggressions, sir. And so the reality,
I don't know.
Yeah, you're not even aware that what you're saying is socially out of step. But that, like Lou said, that doesn't necessarily make it so that it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
But what was it that he said to you about the girl being 25 versus 21? What did he say? Why didn't he tell you about it? Because what was the verbiage he used? It just was beyond your comprehension. That's okay.
Beyond your comprehension, fam. And getting back into it though, listen. We don't know what we don't know. We just don't know what we don't know. But the great news is that we have. Yeah, we have the resident.
Now we have learned.
We have the resident historian on deck, people. I got us covered
to keep us honest. And let me apologize to anybody of Irish.
I think we both knew because I was like, "What is that?"
when you begin with someone's ethnicity, chances are they didn't co-sign that.
Okay, so can I apologize to the Irish community who may hear this, may not hear this? At no time did I mean to dismiss your contributions to leaving a party. I, as someone who likes to leave without saying, have ultimate respect for people who like to leave without saying too. So at no point did I mean to degrade, disrespect, or denigrate you in the way you guys leave parties.
I appreciate you for saying that, Pro.
And I mean, so I guess I just like to leave and not say anything.
And y'all think that's rude?
Whatever type of goodbye that is you want to
it's not even a goodbye, bro. You didn't even say goodbye. You just left.
Do you at least say goodbye to the hosts? Do you at least find them?
I pull them to the side like, hey, look.
Then you are saying goodbye. Yeah, that's
but by definition, we were talking about like just shaking up out of there.
Leaving. Just leaving.
But in fairness, in my defense, when I was younger and I didn't understand who I was, and like my social battery would expire, I would just leave. And then I would probably follow up like, hey, it wasn't personal, but I just got to a point where it was doing too much.
Yeah, that's respectable. But,
no, it's not.
I'm just saying, understanding that there was no malicious intent behind it.
Yeah.
God damn, Lou. God damn. You're killing me, Lou. You're killing me over here.
I'm killing you. I'm killing you. Okay. It's
you know what Lou brings to the barbecue? The audacity. That's
I live in audacity, okay?
Goddamn audacity.
I live in audacity. I live there.
We see.
No, that's you. That's you. That's you.
I love it.
You're like audacity population 1.
Yeah.
Check it out, though. So you touched up on something before we wrap this up, and I want to give you guys an opportunity to talk about this. You said something about the cookout fit not wanting to like. So what does the cookout fit mean to you, Lou? And then same question to you, Jay. The fit, like, what do you show up and do you match with your significant other? Are you coming to the cookout as a fashion show? Or are you just coming in what you got on?
Okay, am I matching? Let's answer all those questions. Am I matching what my dude got on? No, unless he's just like unless he likes to color coordinate, maybe. But otherwise, am I matching him? No. Number 2, is it a fashion show? No. But will I be?
I feel like there's a but.
Oh, there's a however, because I'm always trying to be cute. I'm trying to be like noticeably cute. Oh yeah, that she put that together. She looks cute, but not like she's stealing the show. There's a fine line between the you did that other than
doing too much.
Then you just doing too much, and now you at the cookout with everything hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to get attention. I want to get the attention because the attention just naturally should be drawn to me, not because I walked up in there screaming for it.
All right. What about you, Jay? Because I know
I
know a generational version of you at the cookout, and if you don't tell the story right, I'm going to tell the people.
Now, if I stay true to who I am, my fit's gonna definitely stand out amongst everyone else.
It needs
but
to,
not in the like I'm gonna wear a bunch of plaid. Not
right.
Like,
you're not MCM down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're not head to toe Gucci.
Yeah, it's not like what the hell he have on. I do think that as we move around in these different spaces and we intermingle with other people, I do place a great deal of stock in being able to make sure that I represent myself in a way that I see. Too much of my life, I was too busy trying to chase a look to get some gratification or to get some sort of acknowledgement from somebody else, and it wasn't who I am. And so one of the biggest parts of that healing journey for me to be able to get sound in who I am and not try to do things for a look for somebody else or to get that pat in the back, because I'm like, I just want to be able to put on something that first registers high in frequency for me so that my frequency is high enough and I'm feeling good about myself. So when I'm going and choosing the fit, I'm like, okay, we're going to a barbecue. I'll think of this stuff like, okay, is it going to be inside, outside? Is it going to be daytime, nighttime? And then from there forward, Lou, you had alluded to it. I've always been a coordinator. I've always been a color coordinator. So for me, I'm like,
Seattle, I think.
Yeah, I'm like, what can I walk in there and just pop them on the ass with it when I just walk
right,
in,
just a little bit.
I ain't gonna walk in doing the Soul Train line.
We know who that guy is, right? That's not because that's not what you want.
Oh,
you need attention because that's just you commanded, not because you begging for it.
See, I want the curious attention. I want them to be like, oh, word? That's how we coming through? Okay, cool.
The Seattle's good for matching. Listen, I got the mango and it's in the hat and the nails. It's always gonna be.
Because we was on that cross colors. Remember when cross colors first hit? Hey, I don't know what cross colors did across the nation, but cross colors in the town was serious.
Yeah.
Serious.
We're gonna pull it together. It's always intentional. There's always intention. Whether I'm in a sweatsuit or whether I'm in my Sunday best.
Yeah.
What you gonna wear? What you gonna wear, bro?
I don't know. Just where I was at generationally, when I would go cook out, whatever I was comfortable in. I think because I found myself on the West Coast, a lot of what I wore was stand out because it was very East Coastish. Mm-hmm. But my intent wasn't to go there and be like, yo, let me show up here looking like the Wu-Tang.
Nah, so you was commanding your
allegedly, I'm a call bullshit, Lou. This cat right here wanted to be an honorary member of the Lost Boys. So them dudes would get together. And get the Timberlands. They all had to have the construction Timbs on. They all had to have the baggy jeans. It was a wide variety of jeans. They had the audacity to put on the lumberjack shirts that's hot as hell, or have on the long johns, and then have on a big leather jacket in Southern California. It was definitely coordinated. Them dudes will fall out of the barracks. And I'd be like, look at these dudes over here, man. These dudes right here about to bake in the car.
I would say this. I would probably show up with a pair of baggy jeans on, some Timbs. I would have a long john shirt on and a t-shirt over it. Because where we were at California, it wasn't San Diego hot or LA hot, but it was always a nice breeze off the coast. So you can get about 75. So I would have the long john shirt on, and I'd have the short sleeve t-shirt on over top of that.
Yeah, like the layers. The layers is very East Coast.
Well, when I first got on the West Coast, a lot of guys that wasn't like only guys who dressed like that would have been white dudes with the long john shirt and with the long shirt over it.
I feel like we did a little bit of that in Seattle too, though. You don't think so, Jay? I feel like we did a little bit with the long johns.
Well,
but I think we were trying to be East Coast. I think we went through a phase where people were trying to be.
Everyone outside of the Eastern Seaboard looked to that for hip hop at the beginning.
Yeah, I think that's
once they started having different representations in different places. Then that was no longer just. I understand. Yeah. He explained it to me. He told me that they layered their clothes because it's cold as shit. And is that I personally know that it had turned into a point where they intentionally came out looking like there was Raekwon the chef, and there was Capadonna, and there was, what I'm saying, the Spectre deck. It had the Bowie hats on, and all kind of stuff you ain't got no business having on 8 o'clock in Southern California.
Time out here. You have, like I told you, I did not put a fit together to be different, but at 19, 20, 21, my closet looked like what I came from. Just by virtue of where we were at, it looked different. But it was also telling you on the flip of that too. I was notorious for showing up. Now, like you see your teenage kids will walk around in pajama bottom pants, but they're usually plaid or some sort of color.
Yeah,
I was rocking pajama bottom pants out like we just going somewhere. I'd show up in a pair of like plaid pajama bottom pants, some Timberland boots, and a t-shirt,
and a bottle.
Like a baby bottle?
And
like
a
bottle of alcohol.
You drank all those little sweet drinks, bro.
I drink wine. I have a bottle of wine. I have a bottle of Zinfandel.
We ain't talking about refined, pro, right now.
No, I drink a bottle of Zinfandel. I came to your house one time with a bottle of Zinfandel.
What I'm saying is, I'm acknowledging that you would switch up that way, but it was based on what you were going to do at that particular point in time. When you stepped out, like we were leaving the base, you took a great deal of pride in, like I said, wanting to show up as a lost boy. And if you think about our other episodes, you was like, we stood out the way we talk, because in California, everybody talked a certain way, and we sound like we're from Philly and New York. They actually took time to put that whole play together in the barracks before they went out. It wasn't just happenstance. And so that's why I'm not going to let you get away with making it seem like
you just showed up how you showed up.
It was just the clothes in my closet, and I didn't have any rhyme or reason, especially when he would critique everything that I had on. Like I couldn't walk past his room and him on the balcony without him being like, "Oh, that's what we're doing today. Oh, we're doing the matching sweater vest. Oh, and the shoes." No, I'm not letting you do that, bro. You can't do that with me.
This dude had the Charlie Brown sweater vest in every possible color combination.
Oh, I know though, because I know the style. I know the style he's talking about because I grew up with that style.
Yeah,
and then he had the matching Air Maxes.
Yeah,
to go with it.
Yeah,
and it was cute. It was like,
that was what it was supposed to be.
It was, but so it was odd to me because again, I didn't come from that world. So when I would see him skedaddling to the parking lot, I'd be like, "Oh, okay.
Dang, why did you got a skedaddle? Okay, let's go ahead and move to the next question."
That's why I'm not letting him get that off. That's why I'm not letting him try to misrepresent. Like that dude had it. If you wasn't looking like using the Wu-Tang Clan, these dudes wasn't fooling with you like that. So that's what I'm saying.
So listen up, people. As we wrap this up, what we have done, we've learned how to get together, how to show up, how to act, and what to bring and what not to bring. How to pray. When not to break hands, and also when to leave. If you've been rocking with us this far, you know we love you and we appreciate you, and share your. Thoughts with us and continue to share us in your own communities. We love you. See you. Thank you. We're out.
We out.